Welcome back to another Man Up Mondays, guys. We have with us Antonio Cucciniello, and he is from the NYC state. Yeah, man. We'll be continuing on the series talking about what's one of those things you wish your dad taught you, but he never had the chance to or just wasn't able to. Antonio, he has a YouTube channel, Beginner Investors, so check that out on YouTube. And he's a life coach as well. So jump on in. And is there a website, Antonio?
Yeah, it's investstarters.com. It's just the name of my branding company, investstarters.com.
There you
It's
go.
like the word invest plus starters. Easy.
Hey man, it's Man Up Mondays where we build our mental muscles through motivation. So keep moving. Perfect. So if you're ever interested in real estate or in anything in that category, go check him out. He's a great guy to guide you along the way. So Antonio, let's jump right into the question. What's one of those things you wish your dad taught you that maybe he wasn't able to or wasn't around to, and maybe kind of just the impact that had on your life growing up?
I got to say that it's more about being a masculine man in the relationship between a feminine woman. My dad, for the most part, took a lot of the backseat role. Yeah, he was the provider for the family, but he also wasn't the type of person who was like, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to do it. Instead, it was more my mom was taking control a lot of the time. So I grew up with a figure of my dad being the more passive one and my mom being the more active one, and I wish that I had more of a masculine role for a father. Not everything good about my dad, but I just wish that that was more of the case. That he was more masculine and more direction oriented and that kind of thing, and took charge more.
Maybe you feel like maybe visionary, leading with vision. Would that one word you'd use to describe it?
Yeah, that could be used to describe it. You familiar with David Data?
No, I'm not.
Okay, he wrote a book called The Way of the Superior Man. It's about masculine and feminine relationship dynamics, and that's what I'm referring to here. Is the masculine, the guy who's the person who's the masculine in the relationship. It can be the guy or the girl, but
Mm,
that's who takes charge, and that's who goes. Who has a vision for the family and is always like, okay, this is where we're going, this is what we're gonna do, that kind of thing. Whereas my dad was more passive. He was kind of like, I don't know, what do you guys want to do? And my mom
mm,
would be the one to decide. And I think that having a masculine father helps to give you direction in your future relationship and guiding your family.
that's right. That's right. How did you see that affecting you as you grew up? How was that for you?
Yeah, my dynamics with women growing up was I was the one who was hoping they would take the charge. I was
Mm,
the one hoping that they would come talk to me. I was the one hoping that they would ask me to go out. I was the one that was hoping that they would want to do things with me. But instead, it should have been the other way around where I was the one asking them to do things with me. I was the one asking them to go out, that kind of thing.
kind of taking the initiative.
Yeah, exactly. The initiative wasn't there, so I had to learn. I was like, why is everyone else, having such a great time and I'm not? Is because I'm not taking any initiative. I'm not doing the thing that it takes to go ahead and be that the action taker, the person who goes ahead and does that thing. And of course, I've changed that.
Because there are a lot of guys who are in their early part of relationships and having similar challenges, having similar issues. I remember talking with a friend of mine, actually two friends of mine, and these are some of the exact same problems that they're having. Uh, how did you go about learning some of these skills and to navigate your way in this process?
Yeah, that's a good question. It was a lot of reading and learning and then experimenting. Like that book, The Way of the Superior Man, I've read that now like 6 or 7 times. There's another book called How to Be a 3% Man that I read 19 times uh, because I was serious about it. I knew that this was an area that I struggled in. And in order
Yeah.
for me to have the success that I wanted, I needed to master the knowledge and then go ahead and apply it as much as I could as well. So took a lot of times where I thought I was doing things right and then I wasn't doing things right. And then, uh, you know, a bad event happens that causes me to
Yeah.
realize, like, oh, shoot, I've been doing it wrong. And now I learned something new and then I apply it. I learned something new and then I apply it. It's a cycle that keeps happening as you're growing in anything, right?
How did you feel in those moments when you were pursuing a woman and what you were doing wasn't work? How did that make you feel as a man?
It made me feel weak. It made me feel at first it made me feel alone because it's not something that a lot of guys talk about openly, right?
True.
A lot of guys will be like, yeah, I got with all
Yeah.
these girls, whatever, like they think no one talks about their problems as a guy, so it's not
That's right.
easy, right? It's so it makes you
The
feel alone.
vulnerability isn't there so easily for us as guys. It's
No, yeah, because we gotta try to be the providers, the people that do the awesome things, right? And if we don't come off as that, then we seem weak, and weak isn't good for a lot of guys. So it was,
wow.
and so it takes a lot of um, emotional strength to get past something like that and be better from it. Whereas a lot of guys will just keep repressing it and pushing that down and not really, um, make themselves better from it. Instead, they'll try to hide it. They'll try to avoid it instead of facing it head on.
So true. And I love the word you use when you talk about emotional strength, because I think that is that's definitely something that can make us stronger as men, because I think we're so trained to be um winners, successful, strong, and in a sense knowing everything. So sometimes you feel bad if you don't have the answer to something, or if you feel like you're not winning in an area. And I think emotional strength, it's both um processing those negative experiences and the positive experiences, and then learning from both so you can be a balanced human being as a man, because there's both in the learning curve of life. And I think sometimes the challenge is you feel like if you're losing in an area, it's difficult, it's not good to talk about it, because you don't want anybody to know that, oh, I'm not doing well in this area. And so the problem persists because we don't create those kinds of communities or culture where it's okay to talk about this. And I really hope that as men hear your story, it would give them the freedom to say, okay, there are other guys going through this, I'm not alone. And so it's easy for them to talk about similar things with their peers and other guys around them. What would you say to a guy who's going through this right now, just to encourage him and just to kind of cheer him on, like, hey, it's not the end of the world? How what would you say to him?
Yeah, I mean, as someone who was deathly afraid of talking to girls to now I have the relationship of my dreams. For me, it was a long process. It was like 10 years before I got to this point, but it's a slow, it's not, you're not going to see an overnight change. That's the thing you
Yeah,
have to keep
yeah.
remembering, is that today it may hurt, but tomorrow it may be a little bit better if you do something about it. And then the next day it may be a little bit better if you do something about it. And then when you look back 5, 10 years, you'd be like, holy crap, who was that guy that I used to like? I look at myself in pictures and I'm like, who was that guy? And not because I look different, I
Transformation.
do, but like mentally, like I was like, I said something like that, or I did something like that, or some there's some really, like, you look back and you're like, I'm a total different person. That's how you should feel. Is don't expect it to change overnight, but you have to have the vision. You have to hold that vision that I'm going to be that person one day that's going to be able to overcome these insecurities and become a better guy from it.
Awesome. In saying that, was there because I know some people are very good at envisioning themselves a certain way and working towards that vision. When you were not doing well in that area of your life, was there any goals? Was there any vision? Was there anything other than reading the books that you did to say, this is who I want to become and work towards that? Was there any kind of anything that you did that kind of like, okay, I'm getting closer to this, I'm getting closer to this?
Yeah, I mean, I tried to put myself around the people that I thought would have the best, that were in my circle, that had the best, like, people that I knew that were better at picking up girls, or people that I knew that were better with women in general.
Yeah,
I hung out with them a little bit more. Then I started like listening and learning from these online role models and stuff like that. So having the people in real life and the people online, and building this environment around me of better role models to overcome the programming that I had from a child, being in, seeing my parents' relationship. Um, I think that helps overcome the programming. Is keep surrounding yourself around people uh, like you, people that have that people that have that expertise, people that have those beliefs ingrained in them, and it'll start waning off on you
that's
as
right.
the days go by, and they'll be able to see things in you that you didn't, because they have those beliefs, those better beliefs, those higher level beliefs than you do right now.
That's right. I love it. I love it. I love your examples, and I love how you position yourself in circles of people who have the experiences and have grown in the areas that you want to grow in. I really believe that that is always a good principle to follow in any area that you want to grow. Is there anything else you want to add?
Want to say that most I want to say that I don't have numbers to back this up, but let's assume that 99% of all guys are like this. And if you can stay strong enough to stick through the bad parts and not really know what's going to happen, and keep doing and learning, and keep doing and learning, and keep doing and learning, you will be part of that 1%, and you will become this guy that is all around so much better than most other guys out there. The competition looks tough on the outside, but I promise you, on the inside, they're not that tough. So if you just keep sticking it out, you're going to be way better than like 99% of guys, because
Come
99% of
on.
guys don't do this stuff.
Come on, perseverance. Well, guys, there you have it, Antonio Cucciniello. And he's giving it right at you. Some of the principles that he's practiced in building his ability to succeed in his relationship goals. They come with challenges, but if you persevere, trust me, you will definitely succeed and get the woman of your dreams.
Antonio, I wanna just really encourage you, keep pushing forward. Um, there might be other challenges along the way, but just as how you have overcome this one, you'll definitely push through to the end, where that leads to marriage and you have kids and all of that, bro. So I salute you. I really champion you for really sharing your story and really just finding ways to succeed in this area. Very empowering, very encouraging, and um, keep at it, bro. Enough respect.
Thank you, Tico.